I mean, you've got a very distinct process. There's so much information out there on the internet, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. What's like the biggest, I don't want to say myth, but what's the biggest thing that people are talking a lot about right now that you think is actually potentially hurting shooters versus helping them?
Well, the instruction that's been around for decades of subconscious shot activation and conscious aiming, that has been around for decades, about how you're supposed to let the subconscious just do its thing, trust the process, all the, blank bail until it becomes automatic. All these things that are out there are 100% against how we do what we do. The old way of teaching, where you're allowing your subconscious to take over, what you have to realize is that it has a plan. Its plan is to keep you safe. It's not going to allow you to cause your body impact as a surprise. So and there's still people hanging on to that, and that's, they can hang on to it all they want. But when, if they're punching a trigger, or maybe they're a command shooter or whatever, you just have to ask them, like, would you train a new person in your shot right now? And they usually say no. I'm like, okay, well, then you're admitting that there's maybe a better way of doing business. Not that they need to change or anything like that, but there is, the science of it is, if you don't have any pre-ignition movements linked to your trigger motor program, then the arrow can be launched with no pre-ignition movements, and that's a good thing usually. So,
have you ever worked with somebody that just basically said, this is too rigid, like I'm instinctive, that's how I shoot, this is not, it just doesn't work for me?
Yeah, I've had, and that's the key phrase, this doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are correct. It doesn't work for anybody. It's not about working for you, because the subconscious, like I said, has a plan, right? So you can't take instruction hoping something works for you, because in shooting, nothing works for you. You're literally having to consciously override everything. So that's the phrase that usually comes out. They say, man, this just isn't working for me. I'm like, well,
yeah,
it doesn't work for anybody, right? It doesn't work for you. You got to work for it. So I don't teach people, things that work. I just teach them what work needs to be done and how to do the work. The rest is up to them. And yeah, some people say that, oh, you're taking the fun out of archery. I'm like, man, I think it's fun hitting the middle, but whatever. So